Okay. Hi, how are you today?
Good, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome to a one-on-one interview. We're going to promote your show, talk about Chicago and all of that. And start off with, well, what do you like to be called? You could be called several, Danny, Daniel, what do you?
I think Danny and Daniel are sort of the same name. You generally, when I'm doing films, I like to be credited as Daniel, but the rest of the time, most people know me as Danny.
Got it. Okay. What are your pronouns, identity, and all that?
I am a cis male.
Okay.
He, him, his.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so mine are he, him, his, and identify as gay. Tell me about uh did you grow up in Brooklyn or where are your roots from? Start out.
So my family is Italian, from Italy, then Brooklyn, and I moved to South Florida when I was in elementary school.
Okay. Okay, got it. And then
But
did you
it was basically like Diet Brooklyn because my family just hung out with other uh, Jewish and Italian New Yorkers over there only. So I was still in like a New York bubble, even though we were in South Florida.
got it. Okay. Um, yeah, okay. And then did you always want to perform growing up? Was that a thing for you?
Yeah, for me it always was. My grandfather when he came here from Italy, tried to move on to this block, and my great grandfather, and they said, "We don't want a greasy Italian like you living on this block, Brooklyn," and they denied him the house. And he said, "You son of a bitch, one day I'm gonna own the whole block." And he pretty much did. He had 13 children, and they all bought a house on that block. And so when I was born, I was one of the first grandchildren of those children to to be on that block. And so when I learned my ABCs, when I learned my one, two, threes, or a song or a commercial jingle or whatever it was, he used to have me read license plates because I was, very precocious and like when I was little because I had so much attention all the time. I would perform what I affectionately call the coffee table circuit. I'd go from relative to relative and hit the coffee table. And basically, I've been touring since I'm a child. Like I've been performing for people. I learned early on that I had gifts to make people smile and it made their day better. And I could change people's moods and attitudes with a joke. And, it was very much my superpower.
I love that. Oh, that's great. And so now it's paying off. And have you been to Chicago much? Is this a
Well,
rare?
oh, I've actually had such great memories and party times and awesome things happen in Chicago. But I never truly performed there, which is so odd to me because I've seen such great performances there. I'm such a theater junkie and I love improv and sketch and cabaret and all that Chicago has to offer. So, and being a fan of Steppenwolf and all of that stuff, I've always followed Chicago. I even learned stand up at Second City Toronto because had such an affinity for the Second City Chicago. However, time and my career hasn't allowed me to spend much time there, but it's finally happening. I'm coming to do an hour of stand up and I cannot wait. I know Chicago is definitely my audience. It's definitely like the people that get my sensibility and my humor. So this is going to be fun. I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we actually have like Death Becomes Her the musical right now before Broadway, so that
I
might
know. And you guys got
be
SpongeBob and you guys got all these other great things. Like, Chicago is such an incredible city for the arts. They foster and create talents. They're where you go, like to go and, show your show. And I'm so happy to go there and make people laugh. So it's going to be very exciting.
Mhm. How'd you get involved with this? Did Ginger come up to you about this, or how did that?
Ginger and her husband CJ are very dear friends of mine. I would call them my family. We became friends many years ago when Ginger and I did a production of Rocky Horror together in San Antonio, Texas, with Laganja Estranja as Frankfurter and Cynthia Lee Fontaine as Magenta. And Ginger played Janet, and I was Ed. And the four of us lived in a home together, including CJ. We lived together and we were roommates for that run of that show, and it was exciting and fun. And at the end of the night with a little spliff and a glass of red wine, it was like I was living in the Live Untucked. I got to hear all the juicy gossip and get really close and to them. And then later on, Ginger and I and CJ did Roseanne Live, where I played Dan Connor and Ginger played Roseanne. and we did a whole tribute to Roseanne, and it was so much fun. And so we were planning on doing all these other projects. We had all these other ideas and this great momentum to continue to collaborate. And then boom, we got the pandemic, which canceled the production of Flintstones. We were going to do some kind of Flintstones parody. And, so now this is like my, finally, when all the different kinds of connections and vibes and everything we had before the pandemic are finally coming to fruition. And so the Fruit and Wine, they're a theater company, is finally coming to fruition, and we are celebrating that we get to work together again. So now, hopefully, this will be the beginning of us reuniting and performing together and working together many, many years.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it sounds like a good amount of history. And then I'm actually going to San Antonio's Pride next weekend to cover
What
it.
a great city, and what a great city for queer folks. It's so much fun there. They're such a great, they know how to party, they know how to put on shows. Also another awesome city. I love San Antonio.
So you're not going to be singing in this cabaret, right? You're doing your stand-up.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because it's not a show with music. However, I do have, I'm working on an EP, and I am releasing the first song on June 1st. So by the time I get there, I'm going to probably want to at least perform one song for y'all, and because I'm there, let's do it. It's a cabaret moment. Like, how could I not? But I wouldn't call it a show that has a lot of music in it. But I am, going to come and, sing a song, maybe sing a song or two.
And they also have, video screens along the wall there too. So you could do a music video. I mean, do you have a music video already in the
I
works?
don't, because in this day and age, I felt like I'm really putting all of the stuff I have into the production of the actual music. I feel like when it comes to visuals, there's so much stuff of performing it live, and the way social media works nowadays. I didn't know if until the EP comes out this fall, I don't think I have to put out any music videos yet. I think I could let the music just live in like different kinds of media, because that's the way people like to consume music right now. So the whole point of this music project is a very easy breezy sunset soul kind of country yacht rock vibe. It's very like chill, let's party on the pontoon boat, let's go down the river, let's go by the beach, let's be on the boat, let's go on a hike and listen to this song. And it's got like these vibes of being outdoors and being with friends and stuff like that. So I think it's really easy breezy to begin with. I'm not trying, I'm not going to be the next JoJo Siwa and reinvent gay pop music. So
Right. Well, I mean, she's coming to our Pride Fest, so you can always pop up and do a little sing along there.
honestly, seeing her live is like the next thing on my bucket list. So I
Okay.
might have
Well,
to come back for Pride.
yes, come back. All right, and then is your stand-up, is it evolving from your other stand-up thing, or how are you constructing this show in particular?
Yeah, so it's interesting because like I tour and do a lot of schools, I do a lot of corporate events, I do a lot of clubs where you get like from 15 to 30 minutes, but it's rare that I get to perform a full hour, and I have hours of material. So I think I'm sort of paring this down to do sort of like a highlight some of the newer stuff that I'm getting tickled out of myself, and some of my classic bits that Chicago hasn't seen live. So I'm really excited, to put this together. And I want to be crafting a special sometime in the near future. So this is also sort of a test on which things I think should be there or not. But it's a very relaxed, fun evening with friends, is how I feel it. Because all of my comedy is based on trying to make my family laugh or make my friends laugh, And I know me and Ginger and CJ, we crack up together. So this is like that vibe for me. I'm good. As long as I see Ginger and CJ laughing, I know I'm successful, So everybody else is going to laugh along, because it's just fun to just sit there and make your friends laugh. And I feel pretty connected to my fan base. Like, it's interesting being a part of such a legacy as Mean Girls, where people walk down the street and they literally, in their heart of hearts, in their soul, feel like they went to high school with me, or have an affinity for me that's connected to their youth. And I don't take that lightly. I embrace that. And I want them to feel comfortable with me and hug it out after the show and come and watch and listen to the stories about my family. And just it's like having a cup of coffee with me. And I think that's the kind of energy that I really like when it comes to, I like to share who I really am with my fans in those shows. So I'm looking forward to Chicago absorbing that, because I know that they have the cerebral bandwidth to take in like something on multi levels of art. And so, yeah, I'm singing a little, yeah, I'm telling some jokes, Yeah, I might even do a little audience, like, live Q&A, whatever. Who knows? But I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with the flow and give you my best bits, and I'm gonna keep you cracking up.
Perfect. Yeah, there's a bar in the back part, so people can enjoy that. And then it
Yeah,
is
and
a
the more they drink, the funnier I get. So let's get that going. Plan on
yeah.
bringing those dollars.
Yes, we need to have like a pink drink, right? Some kind of pink.
Maybe. It's so crazy because Damian never wore pink. He wasn't part of the plastic, so he didn't wear pink on Wednesdays. He did have a pink shirt, but it went to Lindsay, and we never saw him in it.
Mhm.
And he never got it back. So it was a limited time only that he had that pink shirt. But pink is such a part of my brand. It's so stuck with me. People,
Yeah.
I have to not wear pink shirts. They have to be on moratorium for a while because people are going to expect me to like throw out lines at them. It's so funny how color has enveloped me. My icon booth is all pink. It's like, I get it. You guys want pink for me, so I'm gonna give it to you. Like,
I like the backstory though too. It's kind of cool. Yes. So what else? Do you have a favorite musical?
oh, I have several favorite musicals. I think like my all-time like gets me, like I would almost want to play every character in it. Is My Favorite Year by Earns and Flattery. It was originally on Broadway with an amazing cast, including Tim Curry and Lena Kazan and a bunch of other and Andrew Martin. And it's just about like putting on like a Saturday Night Live type Sid Caesar Your Show of Shows 1940s comedy show and like a story that goes on within that. Really cute. But I love many, many musicals. I think if I had to pick like an all-time canon, like I'm only allowed to watch one musical the rest of my life, it would probably be Gypsy. I will watch a backyard production of Gypsy. To me, first of all, the best overture in the history of musicals. It's just like curtain up like that. It's like everything everybody knows. It's hopping, you're bopping in your seat. You can't wait to see the show. And then there's all these great set pieces in Gypsy that I'm always like, okay, how are they going to do the little lamb? Because there's a lamb in the story if you haven't ever seen it, and there's a lamb in the story, and sometimes they use a real lamb, sometimes it's a teddy bear, sometimes it's a cardboard cutout, sometimes it's a Maltese with like. But every production I'm like, how I can't wait to see how they're going to do the lamb, and I feel the same way with the You Gotta Get It gimmick strippers and how their costumes are going to look. How are they going to do it? Like, and I feel the same way about the performance of Rose's turn at the end that the great actress that's playing Mama Rose gets to do, because to me that's literally the alphabet, the alphabet cry, like it's like how are they gonna do it? Like how, like I gotta see it. And Audra McDonald is now the next in line to play the role. So that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And I literally like, honestly, if you ask me, and I understand why people like Mean Girls and some of my other films even as like comfort films that they like to watch over and over again, if I'm sick, if I have like the flu, you're gonna wrap me up in like a big weighted blanket, and I'm gonna be sitting there with a thing of popcorn, and I'm gonna be like watching over and over again different divas do Gypsy. Like, let's see how Patti LuPone did. Let's see, let's see Bette Midler's film version, Rosalind Russell, and argue with myself really, just over
Mhm.
who's best and who did what moments were. It's a fun thing for me, so I really geek out on that.
Yeah, and Ginger does her own gypsy version in her parody
You know
show.
what? I when I was on Celebrity, I asked to do Rose's turn, and they said yes, and then they changed the category last minute. They were going to have like a Broadway night, and
Oh,
I was going to be living like the Broadway was going to be Broadwaying. Like I was so ready to as Donna Bellissima to do Rose's turn that I think that I believe in a God that's going to make it all happen one day and bring me back, so I get that moment eventually. Maybe I won't even be in flats. Maybe I'll just be in like socks, but I'm gonna do it. I'll
I
say.
love it. I can tell your passion for this show tunes. I love it. I love it. You have to go to Sidetrack, which is like just down the street, promote the show and watch some, they have 250 TV sets in a gay bar, where everyone goes for musicals. So Miss Cracker came over there, during her weekend, and Ginger's been over there. So if you get a chance, that's a suggestion for you.
I would. That sounds great.
Yeah. And what were your thoughts on the newest Mean Girls? I know everyone asked you, but in a nutshell, what would you say?
What I like to tell people is just that I think that anything weird that I would have had felt about it, I think I dealt with when it came out on Broadway. Like I saw it all then, and so I'm really living with this great extension, you know, and it's awesome to be the source material that's a musical. I would have been in it, but whatever, not my decisions, you know.
Mhm.
I would have been janitor, just been like bloop bloop, you know. It would have been fun, but other than that, I really loved it. You know, I met the cast, and they're all so gifted and so talented, and I mean, it's crazy. Like, so you know, I'm really happy with who they cast and how it looked, and I had such a fun time meeting all of them at the premiere.
Yeah.
It's honestly an honor. Like, I think for me, for a Daniel, for a me, like I think that better than action figure, I want to be the source material for a musical. Let's like make all my movies a musical now. We could do like Looking the musical next. I'm ready.
Yes. I heard you met Danny DeVito too, speaking of Danny's and
I did get to meet him one time. I know when somebody like says something to me and it's like, okay, and I just absorb what they say and try to like, it was kind of like at that moment, it was more for me than for him. But I
Mhm.
literally went up to him and I was like, hi, I'm Danny Franzese. I play Damian in Mean Girls. I'm the one that says, Danny DeVito, I love your work in the movie. And he went, oh, and he gave me like a fist bump and then kind of went back to, you know, what he was doing. Like, so it was like, it was just more for, it was more of a moment for me because I had that hardcore on my checklist. And I wasn't going to let the situation pass. But, you know, he was like on a dance floor at someone's birthday party. So
Yes. All right. Well, so we can look forward to the music too. So where do people keep up with you, you know, your podcast, everything you're
everywhere that you want to find me, you can find me at What's Up Danny pretty much. I'm What's Up Danny on Twitter, and What's Up Danny on Instagram, What's Up Danny on Snapchat. On YouTube, I'm my tube. You can find me there. And that's basically it. And if you want to find my podcast, Yash Jesus Pod at yashjesuspod.com or at Yash Jesus Pod online. And that's it.
okay.
I'm easy to find. You can Google me. Google me. I'm there.
Good. Well, I will find you in Chicago. I look forward to seeing your show. I'm coming on Sunday because I'm flying back from something, but I am determined to come see you on Sunday. So I will meet you there.
Fantastic. I cannot wait to have you there.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Yes. All right. Well, break your leg until I get there, and I will see you. Safe travels and see you soon. So thanks for taking time out today. Talking.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care. Okay. Bye.